Welcome back to the Human Happy Hour podcast. I'm Rena Goldman, here with co-host Jayson Argento. And today's guest is stand-up comedian Carmen Lagala. Known now for her engaging humor, where no topic is off limits, Carmen is a former Vermont Collegiate Hall of Fame athlete. She has appeared on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, is host of the In Cahoots podcast, and is set to release her debut special this spring. So welcome to the show, Carmen.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Hey there. Yeah, thanks for coming over. It's great. I love this. Um, okay, so first of all, Rena, you should know Carmen and I know each other from our past. Not really well, but when we hung out in New York, right? Once, definitely.
No, in New York, did we?
I thought we did. I know we definitely did in Montpelier or something.
Yeah. In Burlington, I think.
Was it Burlington?
Yeah,
I know it was
long. Or Essex Junction.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, right.
So long ago.
Yeah, that was a really long time ago.
Yeah.
But like she's so easy to talk to. I felt like Insta friend, like
Yeah.
not Instagram friend, but instant friend.
Yeah, it feels like we've kept in touch, and it's but then I'm like, wait a minute, I have no idea. Like,
oh, I don't expect you to say that. I feel close to you. I it wasn't a setup or anything. I just, but like I do definitely keep track of what you're doing because I'd always just thought you were awesome. And super funny.
Thank you.
And she's from my state.
Yeah.
Vermont.
BT baby.
That's right.
I've been joking that Jayson knows all of the cool people in Vermont, or all of the people that are doing things, because we've had so many really great creative guests.
Yeah, Vermont's got a good pool of people.
It does. And they're accessible. That's the thing. It's such a small state that you can like run into Bernie Sanders.
Right. Exactly.
At the co-op. Yeah.
Exactly. So the first thing I want to know is how did you go from Montpelier and how did that influence you in your perspective to become a comedian? Like what was going on?
Montpelier to stand-up comedian. I think I always I always yearned to get out. I have love for Vermont for sure, but it's also a very complicated place, and it feels very like a little dark to me now, a little bit like macabre. I don't know. And I always wanted to leave and see the world, and I did get out quite a bit as soon as I turned 18. I was around, and then to stand up, that had been something I learned was a thing a little bit as a high schooler, but didn't really understand was something I could do, I think, until college. And then I was too scared to try it until I was 25. Terrified. So scared.
And you were doing it in Burlington first?
Yes. Yeah, I started in Burlington. I went, where was I? I moved around for a little bit, left the country a couple times, and then came back and saw that there was stand-up, and it was Josie Levitt was offering a stand-up class. And it was basically like a room full of us doing open mic material like once a week. And then I became obsessed with it from there. I just really liked it, even though I was very bad.
Really? You thought you were bad?
Yeah, I think I was pretty bad. I still think that about myself though, so it's kind of
oh yeah.
I'll have a bad
Rena
set.
was just talking about how funny you were actually. It was like before you came on.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was watching to prep for the show. I was watching and I was here laughing hysterically.
Oh, good. Is that Instagram clips? I only just started posting clips. It took me so long to learn how.
I was on your website. There's one clip. You've got two on your website, and there's the top one that I can't remember the name of at the moment.
Don't Tell Comedy.
Yes, and I was laughing so hard.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, that's a fun group. They have shows in every city pretty much right now. They've really built something interesting. So they have like shows you can go to. It's really nice because I can like visit another city and get on their Don't Tell show, and nobody knows who's coming through. So it's awesome.
So did you
People
have,
could come out.
if you didn't, sorry, if you,
Sorry.
uh, what are your early influences then? Like, did you always want to be a stand-up comedian, or you said you didn't dare till you were 25, or like what?
Yeah. I definitely wanted to in
Okay.
college. I wrote out an entire act on a piece of paper. Mostly it was like I looked back on it recently. There's like a bit about if spiders could talk, would we still be afraid of them? And I thought yes, unless they had a British accent, in which case I thought we wouldn't. Like stuff like that is just very sweet. Now I do jokes about like school shootings. It's just a very different vibe. I think I've gone on a real journey since then. So yeah, I was always really captivated by it and afraid to try it. And I still have stage fright that never really went away.
I'm
Interestingly,
I'm
I'm just
actually
prepared now.
I'm now currently where you said you were, because people keep
Yeah.
saying, "Why don't you go and do your thing?" And I'm like, "My thing? Like, yeah, your thing. You do a thing." Like,
Yeah.
I'll start talking about something, and because I have ADHD, I just keep going. So I
Uh-huh.
started keeping track on my phone. Like, if I thought of
Mm-hmm.
something funny, I would just go. I have like notes that say something ridiculous like fishing licenses, and I'm like, I should have put way more information down
Yes.
because I
That's
do
the
not.
worst. I have so many of those notes where I'm like, what, did you ever wake up in the night and you write down something and then the next day you're like, why would I ever know what this it's just like
No.
Vin Diesel cartwheel and you're like, I don't even know what I was going for a little bit.
Yes. I have about 50 things on my notes about like
Hmm.
that, actually.
So
I
are
do.
you doing you're doing stand up?
No, I have still not dared to yet. It's
Oh,
my
I see.
my
But you're
thing is
thinking about it.
I'm actually
Yeah.
afraid of it. I mean, I'm a lead
Yes.
singer in a band, acting, all this stuff, but that for one thing, that one thing is just the only thing I'm afraid of as far as
Yeah.
stage. I've done plays. It's because I don't like to repeat my bit. Like
Yes.
like somebody will be like a friend, an old friend will tell a new friend, like, tell me, do the thing where you talk about those whatever, and I'll be like, "Ugh."
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't want to repeat it. Like,
Yeah.
let it flow and actually happen, and it's fine.
Yeah.
And that's what my thing is I could do it once and then I'd feel weird.
I have that too. That's the mark, I think. Yeah, I don't know. We're very similar. I hate repeating material, which makes no sense because I have to tell jokes upwards of 1,000 times before it might be
Mm.
done.
Hmm.
You just have to keep doing it over and over again. You just in every set, it's become a thing where like you have to try something in the set that's going to keep it fresh for you know, unless you're doing like an audition or something, in which case it's just torture.
Right. Right.
Yeah, or like a late night set. Yeah, those are not very much fun. I like a show where I can work on some new stuff. That's nothing feels better than that new bit magic. Hmm.
Just trying not to hog Carmen.
I actually I love I'm a big fan of stand-up comedy. I live in LA, so I often will
Ah,
go to the comedy
yeah.
venues out here because I'm very close to them, and I have realized that people will do the same stuff over and over again, and I've
Yes.
observed what you said that they'll repeat it, but they'll tweak it a little
Hmm.
bit, and it's really fascinating to me to watch, like to see
Hmm.
people get better, especially people that are newer to doing
Hmm.
it, and you can see their evolution.
Yes.
And yeah, it's just really cool to watch. Do you have I guess, a sense of, and I guess some people do, some people don't, but do you feel like there was a point at which you were afraid to do it, then has there been a point where you feel like, oh, I really hit my stride, or I feel really comfortable and confident?
Yeah, it comes and goes. It's they say that like you're only as good as your last show. So sometimes I'll bomb and then I'll be like, "Oh, I'm garbage." And then sometimes I'll kill and I'll be like, "I'm the best comic that's ever lived." There's not a lot of in between. So the confidence really comes and goes depending on the last show, I think. But yeah, hitting a stride. There's just a lot of delusion for the first several years, and that's healthy. I think that's a part of it. You have to you have to be a little bit crazy to keep doing it because it is just constant negative feedback or positive feedback, positive and negative, but it's very immediate judgment just in your face. But
Oh yeah, of course
yeah,
it's judgment. My God, I
yeah.
mean, the whole repeating yourself thing. Like
Hmm.
I'll watch like it's say a Carlin video that I've known since I was like little, and then
Hmm.
I'll happen to see another clip from him at another show where he does it like this much different, and I'm
Hmm.
annoyed.
Oh,
like
interesting.
like he'll just say like it's the inflections are just not the way I want the rhythm to be because I've known it for so long. And
Hmm.
it's
Hmm.
weird. It's like it doesn't hit the mark, the note perfectly. I don't know.
Yes. No, I've definitely seen that before where you're like, no, you told it better on this album.
Yeah, go
And you
up in
want
your
it
voice.
that
Go
way.
up in your
Yeah,
whatever.
I
Oh,
definitely know what you're talking about. Rena,
wow.
are you thinking about doing comedy as well?
I have thought about it before, but actually, Jayson, because I go on a lot of rants.
Yeah,
I
she
have a lot of
does.
I have a lot of rage under here, and so I go on a lot of rants. And Jayson has said before, you should write this down
Yeah.
And
and
you're in
and take
LA
it.
too. You have like
Yeah.
access.
But I
Yeah.
think like I noticed like to be in the clubs, you have to do crowd work. And like that is the thing that I'm like, I don't want to engage with people. Like I
You could
just want to
handle the
like say
crowd.
my thing. If you like it, great. If you don't, that's fine too.
You
And
don't
then
have to
Oh
I
do
God.
crowd work. That's like a hot thing right now because the clips, people are putting them online, they do well, and then you don't have to burn material. You're just putting out stuff that will never happen again. That's why people are
Yeah.
doing it.
mm,
And because it's like the new hot thing. It's not going to last. It's just a trend.
Yeah. But no, Rena could handle the crowd. All they have to do is make her this much angry.
Ooh.
Now listen.
yes,
Yeah,
there would
no.
be a now listen.
You hear that in her voice? That's real. That's it. Oh my God, that's hilarious.
Anger is a good place to write jokes from. That's where a lot of my stuff comes from is being frustrated about something. And then I'll
Yeah.
say it and then I'll write it down. I'll be like, oh, there might be something there.
How do you get that moment back though? Like, is it
Oh, it's
how
easy.
really?
If
Okay.
I'm annoyed by something, I'm usually annoyed by it uh in perpetuity.
Hmm.
Yeah. And if I'm not anymore, then the bit might not have enough emotional resonance for me and it might be just done.
Oh, right. Oh, okay. I think that's what my problem would be.
That's actually a good question. How do you know when to retire a bit? Like,
Um,
what happens when it
the bit goes out into the woods on its own and you just sort of follow it with a gun and make it face the other way. It's a real
Look at the
mice and men.
flowers.
You just here's actually I have a lot of bits that I retired and then brought back later. That's a really nice thing when you're like, I think this is done. And then 2 years later, I am so much better at comedy and I know how to deliver that bit now. And it's fresh and new to me. And it makes you feel like a genius because you just have all this material that you feel like you're writing, but you already wrote it years ago. So you're just
Oh,
kind of
that's
getting
neat.
credit for stuff.
So
It's great.
your bit actually did go up to northern state, to the farm. You just went and got it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I went and picked it back up.
Oh, yeah, that's
Oh,
great.
again. I did that with a bit on the album. There was a bit that I hadn't done in like probably 7 or 8 years. And I brought it back a couple shows before the special. And somebody was like, you should just put that on the special. And I did.
Hmm.
And there it lives and sleeps. And it's probably retired now. As soon as the special comes out, I do want to retire almost everything on there.
Yeah, that
Unless I
seems
have to do an hour, then I have to do some of it, you know.
that seems like yeah, I guess that's what retires. It goes out as a special and then you got to write the next special. Do you feel that pressure once you do a special that all right, I've gotta
I do. There are no rules though anymore. There used to be kind of a set of unspoken rules, which was that you put out your special and then that material is gone forever. But there is also like you have to weave it in. Like if I still have to do 45 minutes coming up, it's like, well, I have to do some of that. I have new material ready, but I don't have 45 minutes to an hour ready. I have 20 minutes. So I would have to do some of the old stuff or do like the crowd work stuff. I don't really like doing it either, but stuff like that. You have to make it work and hope that there's enough new. I think because it's like people will only see you live if you're bringing them new stuff. I think they'll only allow you to overlap a couple times, and then they're like, "Well, we already heard this. Why would we come see this live again?"
Right. Yeah,
I
can
will,
see
but
that.
that's because
Yeah, me
the
too.
clubs out here they're also less expensive. Like, because most people in the other places in the country, you have to pay a lot of money to see just one
Yeah.
person. But here it's like lineups and it's not
Yes.
as expensive. So I'll watch people multiple times. Also, because you don't remember all of their jokes. Like, there's no
True.
way that you do.
True. True. True.
I will too, as long as it's hit exactly like I heard it last time.
What if they tell it better the second time?
I wouldn't think so. It's hard to explain. It's my autism. I'm on the spectrum. I need it to be everything to be just fine.
Yeah. Oh, you
Yeah.
should definitely talk about autism on stage.
I definitely, definitely. Well, especially since Luke's also autistic. I mean, I'm just steeped in autism now because he's the
Great.
one
That's
that
a
showed me
perfect
that I was
topic.
autistic.
Oh, interesting. That's great. That would be a good premise that your son is the one that they're like doing the tests and you're like, wait a minute, why am I also? That's great. Yeah, anything that's like vulnerable like that, people love that. That's a very popular style of comedy right now that will, I think, stick around for a really long time when you're like kind of
Yeah,
bearing your soul on stage.
like Jim Gaffigan. He's great. I love him.
I really like that. That and like just observational humor that I can relate to.
Yes,
Or
for
things that
sure.
people are pissed off
Yeah.
that I'm also pissed off at.
Yeah. Oh, it feels good to connect with people on those things. Oh, nothing feels better.
Yeah, you remind me. Your style reminds me of a mix between. This is a big compliment, John Mulaney and Jim Gaffigan.
Oh my
Like
God, I wish. I've never heard that
I
ever.
know I get that totally because you have that normal like deadpan almost sort of like real thing of John Mulaney thing going on, but you're talking about yourself and things that are going badly for you more like things that have
Uh-huh.
happened to you and stuff.
Uh-huh.
And that's my feeling anyway. That's what I got from
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
it. Yeah, which is a
That's a huge
great
compliment.
duo.
Yeah, who do you guys like? Who are you guys fans of? Like Rena, who do you have like up and coming comics that you're keeping your eye on? Because I bet they're friends of mine and I really want to hear.
Gosh, well, I have not been out to the clubs in a while. I have a
Yeah.
kid now, so it's a little harder
A
Congrats.
to
kid.
like
Also,
actually.
remembering names is impossible. Whenever I put people on the spot, they're like, I have no idea what people's names are. And I'm like, that's fair. That is fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I often forget the like I've seen some fantastic people out here that are like up and
Hmm.
comers or like openers, but I
Hmm.
sadly and I always want to remember them and I often forget their names.
Yep.
And I went
Oh, I get that.
in New York, I went to this comedy club that's like a barbershop by day and a
Yes,
comedy club at
it's
night
called
with my
Barbershop.
yeah, I went my because
Yeah.
my brother lives in New York and I absolutely loved like everybody
Yes.
there. It was like one of
Yes.
my favorite comedy shows.
Yeah. That one's
Um,
really fun. Yes.
yeah, and I mean, but out here I live right near the Comedy Store, the Laugh Factory,
Yep.
and the Improv. So
Amazing. Yeah.
yeah, so I'll go to those and yeah, and it's funny because sometimes I'll be watching like a sitcom or something, and I'll go,
Hmm.
oh, hey, there's that comedian that I saw. Like they'll get some kind of role, and I'll go, good for
For sure.
them. Like they're living
Yes.
their dream. Like just, I'm
They're
like
making
everyone's
money
mom,
for
and
once.
yeah,
Yeah.
in LA, I'm like, good for you. You live your dreams. I'm proud
Uh-huh.
of you. Like
Aw.
stranger that's met me once, you know. Like, uh, but
Oh
yeah,
man.
I can't sadly can't think of anybody like new off the top of my head, but I've been
Yeah.
No
able
worries.
to see like most of my favorites
Hmm.
out here of like the big people and like Mark Maron really comes to mind. I mean, he
Hmm.
has something because I really like that dark
Hmm.
humor,
Hmm.
and he's had some great stuff recently that I have
Okay.
seen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Um,
would love to check that out
Do you
if
guys
he
think
has
that there's
anything
such thing as
out.
too dark for humor? Like something that, like, you know what? You don't go there. What do you guys
Not
think?
for me personally.
Really?
But I can
no, but
see
okay.
oh, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I think usually when it's like when somebody has that kind of reaction. It's not about the comic. Either the comic sucked at telling a joke and that's offensive because fucking figure out how to write it before you bring it to me, or that person is triggered by something that has nothing to do with the comedian. So they're going to be mad no matter what because they have something that they're not working through.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been triggered before for sure, but I'm like, this is my issue. It has nothing to do with this person. I can't think of anything
I
else.
agree with you. I think, and sometimes like the stuff that feels really offensive, because I've seen people like bomb, and I mean, and I'm
It's
like, you're
almost more
saying,
fun.
yeah, like you're saying things like you maybe should have worked on that a little bit
Right.
better, and yeah, so I could. It's all about the delivery and like a lot of
Yeah.
and sometimes like if you need to be vulnerable and self-deprecating first, like in order to open that up, especially if you're going to touch a really taboo topic, and then also you need to like not punch down and seem like you're going after a marginalized community or somebody else. Like, so I feel like there's parameters, but it's more about the way that you're doing it rather than avoiding certain topics.
What about like I know this sounds weird, but left wing and right wing comics? Because it's definitely a thing. Like, like there's like the ones that are out there that are talking about how liberals are, in a negative way. Then there's ones that talk about only, right wingers are in a negative way. Like, what do you think of that?
I don't see that a ton. I see a lot of people doing the thing, and this is really smart. Like if they are, like for example, like a trans comic having some opinion that's on the side of the right, that's like clever to me. And then like an interesting take. I can't think of an example off the top of my head, but you know how people will do that. They're like,
Yeah.
I'm blanking on her name. But a lot of comics who do that really well. I don't really see a lot of, I'm in New York City. I don't see like almost any right-wing comics, or if they are, they're very good at finding a middle ground and making it seem like they're on everybody's side, at least while they're in New York. And then you can see that they change the bits when they maybe go south. Yeah.
Right. That's interesting. You'd have to change it when you go around the country.
Which I do it too. I change my stuff and make it, like you don't know which side I'm on for like abortion if I'm in certain super, super red areas, even though like, of course I'm pro-abortion, of course, but I'll make it see, I can still tell the joke in those places and they still laugh as long as I don't say, by the way, I'm super pro-abortion, just skip that line. I only need that line in like certain parts of Brooklyn where they need the safety of that line. So, yeah.
Or even establish that I realize I'm saying this in a place that might make me have to leave quickly or something. And then they think that's funny because they realize it's,
Yeah. Like I hate guns and I have bits about mass shootings and stuff like that both sides, that just because there's no like hard political statement that I'm making. It's just kind of a sneaky, like, this is why I don't like guns thing. And nobody can really argue with your personal feelings on something,
I heard that one joke that you did, and I was like, that is very well done. The joke about mass shootings and that the subtle nod to like white supremacy and misogyny in there that you get if you're paying attention.
Oh, the women can't be mass shooters one.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That was, yeah.
Yeah. It's like both sides enjoy that.
I like that it got dark with like women just kill their children.
Yeah. We drown our kids.
Oh God, yeah. Don't get me started on white people, what they do. Yeah, when was the last time you heard about someone besides a white guy that kept someone in a basement for a year?
Yeah, right. That's our culture.
Yeah, there's something there's a certain thing going on there. So tell us about how you prepared for the Colbert show.
That was a long, arduous process. It's different for everybody getting on TV, but I think now most people just have tape sent to agents. I was doing my friend's bar show, and the booker was there watching his set that he was preparing for the show already. And through a series of events, I got looked at by her and got to kind of start the process. And it took like 8 months. It takes a while sometimes. We just kind of put together a set for it. And it was hard. I was going through a lot mentally at that time. So I was like at a very mentally lowest point of my life. And I had to keep running the same 5 minutes that I hated more than anything over and over again, like some sort of haunted Groundhog's Day movie. And I hated that material so much by the end, I haven't done it since. I'll do like a line every now and again if I have to from it, like one line, and that's it. The second I got off that stage, that material was dead to me.
Wow.
Yeah. And I was writing so much dark stuff during that time because I was just trying to like lash back against the parental figure of this clean TV set that I had to do, and you have to deliver it slowly, which is not my cadence. So you're doing a timing that you're not used to.
Oh, wow.
Wearing clothes that you don't want to wear. It's a whole thing. Yeah, I hated it. I didn't like it at all. Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. They tell you to change your speed?
Yeah, you have to go really slow for TV. I would never do that again. I would lie and be like, yeah, I'll definitely do that, and then not do it. That's the trick. You just kind of have to lie to them, I think, and do it your way. Wear what you want to wear.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you said labia. How'd that go over? Did they beep it when they? I mean,
did I say labia?
Yeah, you did. You said labia.
Oh no, I say vulva. I say vulva, and nobody knows what a vulva is.
Yeah,
which is why I switched to labia.
Yeah,
apparently.
Nobody knows what scissoring is, and no one knows what a vulva is. So I just got away with that.
Oh, I knew what scissoring was. I was like,
Yeah.
What?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. The people who know, but like the people who watch the show and would have a problem with the phrase scissoring don't know what it means. So I didn't get in trouble.
That's so
good.
funny because I didn't even think about that. Like those wouldn't be allowed on there. I guess because they're not like the typical words that would get flagged.
Yes.
Oh,
sorry, I was just putting my light back on. I'm still here. It got unplugged. I got excited and my foot touched the thing.
Yeah,
I have a real ramshackle setup over here.
Oh, I bet. That's awesome. Yeah. What was it like being on the show? Did you enjoy any of that? Was there, because I've been on movie sets, and even on a low level person like a PA, you still get treated really well generally if it's a good production. You get green room food and everything.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, they rolled out the red carpet. Their staff was super nice. They were literally hired to be like nice to us. Like they had like so many people there who were like, you look great. You're doing great. This is going to be so fun for you. They had like hype up people every like 5 feet, which was super helpful for me as somebody who was not in a good place and was just so like not thinking that the set was bad. And they have you run the set before you do it on a stage to nobody. And they have like one guy in the audience absolutely losing his mind. And he's so good at like pretending that he loves the jokes, whether he did or not, genuinely, like he was the best. You got a lot of treats. I got like lots of stuff. I have a little like mini boombox thing that he gave me. He gives out like little gifts. This little speaker that I've been using for the past 7 years. I use it every day.
Nice.
Yeah, he donates money to a cause of your choice, which was really fun picking one out.
Oh, that's cool.
And what else? Yeah, it was like I showed up to the show and like went in, I think the wrong door. I went to a door and I just go, I think I'm on the show tonight. That's what I said to a real guard. And he was just like, yes, yeah, you are. Go that way. I was like, holy shit. I said, I think I'm on it. I said, I think I'm on the show tonight. What is that?
It's John Mulaney is what it is. You just did a John Mulaney thing right there.
Yeah. You think I'm on the show? Yeah, you are, you little bitch. Get in there. All right. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Or maybe that's the secret to like crashing late night TV is just go up to some guard and I think I'm on the show tonight, and he's not betting people.
Yeah. He either did his job really, really well or really, really bad. I don't know.
Oh, that's awesome.
Hmm.
Oh my God. Um, yeah, I'm gonna take a drink while Rita talks because I'll just hog you a complete. I'll just I'll mic hog
So,
you.
what were things different like after you had that opportunity? Do you feel like that changed things career-wise, or what was it like coming out of that?
It's a weird thing because you're the exact same comedian, but people give you more esteem. It's like a vouch.
Mm.
It was a really good vouch. So I could get on shows much, much easier, I think. For especially when I went out of town. If you're like, hey, I would love to do your show. I was on Colbert, they're much more willing to be like, great, yes, we want that. We're a little town in Colorado and it sounds like a big deal to them, which I shouldn't downplay it. I just complained about something that's like a lot of people's dream. I'm like, ugh, it was dumb. I hated it. But it was yeah. It was very good in the long run. It was just a very the timing of it was bad for me personally. But I'm on
Yeah.
antidepressants now, so I could definitely kill a late night set now.
Oh my God. I just got off them.
Off them. Did you like win? Like did
I
you
did. Well,
Yeah.
I thought of myself as situationally depressed because of the divorce.
Uh-huh.
And I was trying. I don't know if you know all that.
I I knew that, and
Oh,
I'm
okay.
sorry.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's fine. I'm fine now.
Good.
I'm fine
Good.
now. But
Just look at him without the antidepressants.
well, the weird thing is that for a while I was just like girls, whatever. And my friend Stacy was like, that's the antidepressants. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, it's just shut down. You're like,
Yeah.
everything's just fine, you know? He was
Yeah.
like, girls, I don't need that. And then
Yeah.
then I went off them. Very different.
Yeah.
But it's just insane.
Uh-huh.
I forgot that was me before, you know.
Yes. Yeah.
Uh
You're like, I think I got this now. Yeah, I'm
yeah.
afraid to ever get off them. It's what a
If you're not
difference.
situational,
Hmm.
which I think I was because I've always been super happy, stay
Hmm.
on them because
Oh, okay, okay.
yeah, because if you feel like you're okay, it's because you're on the meds.
Yes.
Remember that.
Yes. Truly. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was like a couple months when they started kicking in, I was like, is this how people have been functioning? And I've just not know like I was like, this is incredible. Like I can
Yeah.
do things. I can get out of
Yeah.
bed and like get things done and feel okay about things.
Yep.
That's like so like wild to me. It's like a brand new feeling.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
They're good.
Hmm.
They're
Which ones were you
glorious.
on, if I may?
Um, it wasn't Prozac, it was the other popular one.
Zoloft?
No, maybe this third popular one. I
Lexapro?
because I'll think of it. But
Wellbutrin.
basically, I think it started
I'm
with a
just gonna
C.
keep naming.
I'm amazed you know that up to this level here. Like
I
how many?
started doing a lot of jokes about antidepressants. So
Oh,
I can't think
okay.
of a C one. Celexa?
Maybe that might be it. I'm not sure. I'm terrible with names and words and stuff. I
Oh,
just
they're
know the
all like,
doctor said
yeah,
take
yeah,
these, and I'm like,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I'll go well with my Adderall. Yes, it's fine with your Adderall. I was like, okay, you sure? Because they seem like they do the opposite thing. Like
Yeah,
they don't. They have nothing to do with each other. It's okay.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
the mixing of stuff. It's so magical. It's so weird to
well,
me. But I like you can't take any. I don't know. Like I have Zoloft and Wellbutrin, and like if I was like, if I get a cold, is there anything I can take? And they're like, not really, no. Like I can't take ibuprofen. Like you can't take anything. But
oh,
also it says
interesting.
like don't drink alcohol, and I definitely do. So there, rules. Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna look up what I did. I'm going on my chart.
Yeah.
You're going on
Rena,
my
any
chart.
antidepressants?
Oh, but that's a whole nother story.
I think I'm not gonna say anything.
Mhm.
No, I have, so I'm health and wellness writer, journalist, and so
Mhm.
I've done extensive research and I have a lot of strong feelings about them, I guess,
Mhm.
from both personal and then professional. Well, about a lot of medications in general, really. But yeah, I mean, usually I'm like, if people like them and they help them, and that's great. No judgment, but personally, I am not. I don't really take anything. I barely take. This is what happens when you read too many clinical studies and like do all of this like type of work. Like I barely even take anything for a headache because you're like even like just NSAIDs and acetaminophen and things like that can mess with your liver, your kidneys, and so I'm like, I have a headache. I need to drink some water and lay down.
Yes, I have the same instincts, at least. Yeah, I really, really hate medication for any reason whatsoever. I'd much rather suffer or like figure out another way around it than take anything. Which it's crazy that I'm even taking medication now because it's a huge fear of mine for my entire life. And now I really like them. But it's like, even when I take like Tylenol, which you can take with my antidepressants, I'll like start panicking. And I'm like, ooh, what if this doesn't work for me though? What if anything new that I consume, I'll start to have a full-on panic attack.
Oh, you actually have panic attacks?
Yeah.
Oh, those are
I think that I'm dying. Yeah.
Which is a hallmark. Although I did try clonazepam for panic attacks, like the fast acting for a while, and then I stopped taking it because I was like, you're getting too used to this. You're building up tolerance, and this is not a good thing. And then I stopped taking it, which turns out a good call because they don't use that so much anymore because people build up tolerance, and then they get and then they do have substance use issues. But yeah, I tried that briefly, and then I was like, well, you know what? We're just gonna reason ourselves through panic attacks, and
citalopram.
I don't know that one.
I think I got that.
You could be making something up though, and I wouldn't. You could be like Brisman Alexia Rain.
Oh, that might be Luke's actually. Because Luke's terrible at sleeping at night. He loves to get up in the middle of the night and turn my light on in my room.
Yes.
So we went to Dr. Feelgood. Doctor, can you do anything about this? Because it's not working for our relationship at all. It's not at all. And so so now he's on that's what he's on. I don't know what I was on. I don't know.
So that wasn't even the antidepressant. That's fine.
No, it's whatever. That's Luke's, I think.
If I wasn't writing jokes about my antidepressants, I would not know what I was on either. So I absolutely, because I do have a sleeping thing and people ask me what it is. And I'm like, I have no idea because I don't have any bits about it. I have no idea what it's called.
Yeah.
Hydrolexabrana.
You casting a spell.
Sleepy guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
The little white rounds.
Oh my God. When I was a kid, I used to when I was a teenager, I used to joke about how I was never going to have children. And then I made up two things: sleepy bears and a hanging harness. I said, if I ever have children, I'm going to make sleepy bears and a hanging harness. And the hanging harness is basically you put them in a harness and there's something on the wall. And when they're bad, you just go clunk. And then you hand them a sleepy bear, which has some kind of chemical, which I didn't know because I'm not a doctor, that puts them to sleep. And now, because he's autistic and he takes his clothes off and might poop everywhere, he now wears this thing that zips in the back. And I give him sleepy bears, which are really just pills that I crush in and put in his juice. So I'm living basically the thing that I used to joke about I would have to have. Which is weird.
You manifested it.
I did. I saw it ahead and I was going to go for it. Yeah. Don't have kids. All your dreams will stop. I'm not kidding. You both have
kids. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. All that shit about like, kids like da 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 da. That's if you don't want to do anything, or if what you want to do is 9 to 5. Those kids are fine with that. But if you want to do anything else, kids just don't work. It's not in the cards. Thank God for the internet and computers, and because I would just be depressed not doing anything.
Yeah.
But the magic for technology.
Truly.
Yeah, I miss crowds. I miss stage. A lot. How do you like New York? Obviously you like it.
I do. It was a real love-hate for a while. When I first moved here, I loved it. It's very exciting to first move to the city. Everything happens. And then the city is really mean to you for a while, and you lose all your money, and the city like kicks you when you're down. And then the pandemic happened, and I fell in love with the city more deeply than I ever have. I just feel so at home here. I always did, but like I just feel I've been in the same place for almost 10 years now. And I really like my neighborhood, and I got to explore the area. So I know all these like wilderness, like I went for a run in a graveyard today, and I know my way around the graveyard, and it's very peaceful, and I love it. There's crows. I'm gonna try to make friends with them. Like I keep having this fantasy of like somebody attacking me in the graveyard, and then the crows come and rescue me. So I'm gonna start bringing seeds and see if I can. They might be ravens. I don't really know, but they're
I hope they're
there.
ravens. I hope they're ravens.
Crows are pretty smart. I always
They
tell
are.
there's a
Yeah.
lot of them in my neighborhood, and I walk the dog, and the dog tries to chase them, and I'm like, no, Charlie, don't do that. They will peck your
Yeah.
eyes out, and then they will tell your friends, do not
Yes.
chase the crows.
Yes. Start leaving them treats. I love that there's like all these like stories of people that like leave crows little treats, and then
Yeah.
the crows are their friends forever.
Forever. Yeah. I was just looking that up. I was trying to remember what the
Yeah.
crow person thing was, but yeah, that's
Yeah.
it. You
I'm
could make like
obsessed with it.
yeah,
Yeah.
you're gonna have
Like
crow
real
friends.
allies in the sky. Yeah. Sometimes there are accounts of like people where the crows would bring them money, so they gave them even better treats, and the crows like associated that and
Yeah.
just started bringing them money all the time. So this guy was
Yeah.
making like $100 a month off his crows.
That's amazing.
That is
I'm like,
amazing.
yeah, as someone who needs a side hustle, I was like, okay, I can
Now will you
definitely.
start like dressing the part, or do you already dress the part? Could you be Crow Lady, like a Batman villain or something?
Absolutely. Yeah, I am very close to being Crow Lady. I own a cloak. I think I
Awesome.
could ease. Yeah. Yeah.
Are you into Wicca? I don't know
No, I
why
don't
it
think
seems
so.
that way.
It does. Yeah, I do have that vibe. No, I am like honored, but no. I mean, I like everything. I'm a Ouija board girl from back in the day, but like, no, I don't think so.
My best friend's a witch, so I
Nice.
feel like I can
Yes.
spot it, but apparently not. Of course,
Yes. Oh no,
I
I
thought it
would
about
if
Rena
I.
too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Apparently, I'm terrible. My witch dar is
You're
really
just calling
bad.
every woman a witch.
Are you a
Are you a
witch?
witch by any chance?
What
I
I'm
do.
actually
Yeah.
fascinated by is how you've been able to stay in the same place in New York City, like with
Mhm.
rents going insane. Like, is
Mhm.
that too intrusive? I'm
No, that's
wildly
it's
curious.
why. Yeah, I can't leave for that exact reason. I have like I live in a place that I can't nobody wants this. It's a standard of living though that I am not unaccustomed to and I am extremely comfortable with. Like the toilet doesn't super work. The oven doesn't really work. Um the floor I don't think has been cleaned since I've been here. Um there's cockroaches, although I think the traps have gotten most of them. There's mice, but my cat kills them. Um it's nothing has been fixed or changed. It's we just got like a what are those fire detector, smoke detector.
Just got the
You
Just
just
got one. There's an illegal room with no windows that I lived in for 1 year and almost went mad in. It's 610 a month. The landlady is a sweet old Jamaican woman who used to live downstairs and now is too old and lives with relatives. So I think there's like an agreement where it's like as long as she keeps getting her rent, which I have to deposit by hand in cash into her account directly.
wow.
She doesn't fuck with us, we don't fuck with her. And I like her. I like her a lot. I don't ever see her anymore, but I ask up on her from her relatives will come by and I'll be like, how's she doing? So I pay 610 a month for my room.
Wow.
That's really good.
So I can't leave.
No,
Yeah.
you wouldn't find that anywhere, let alone
And
New
no.
York.
And it's a big room. I love my room. I wish I could
Yeah,
unblur the background. I don't know how to do that. But if I could, I would show you. It's an awesome room.
it's in the Zoom settings, but don't worry about it.
No. I've tried. No, that's the thing. I know where it is, but it won't unblur it, no matter how much I try.
As a
Is there
tech
something
person,
wrong?
I call bullshit.
No, there's something wrong with my phone. I swear to you. I
Oh,
will
it's your phone? Oh, okay, there's
Yeah.
probably something wrong with
It's
it. Don't worry about
yeah.
it. It's okay.
This is an old phone too.
If
I
you
don't
step out
use
of
it
frame,
anymore.
we'll see your room, just so you know, because it'll focus.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you have to be way out of frame.
This is
Oh
not
yeah.
even.
Oh, it's not working. I lied. So
I
much
can
for
see
me.
See?
pieces of it.
I told you. I know, and I want to show you my
Oh,
cat and everything. Oh, did
oh,
Connor
yeah,
come in?
Yeah.
you
Do
have
you
to,
see my
to like,
cat for a second?
you have to like, yeah, there it is. Yep.
Yeah.
You're familiar. Yep, I see you're familiar. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's a great story. Thank you for sharing that.
Of
Actually,
course.
610. Wow.
it
Yeah.
sounds
I
like
paid 2,300.
Oh my God. Does your
I live.
toilet work though? Do you have to like
It
fill up the
does.
back of it once a day when you poop so that it
I live
actually
right across
flushes?
I live right across the street from On Tap in Essex Junction at Five Corners. It's
Yes.
really
Yes.
cool. I can see Mount Mansfield. I mean, it's not
Mhm.
2,300 good. I mean, I'm over the view now, so like
Mhm.
if I keep my curtain shut, can I get a discount? but
Yeah.
yeah, it's pretty cool. But I would like 610 better.
Yes. It's amazing. Yeah, I would really like to level up and have a place with a washer and a dryer. That's my goal. It's such a like sad goal, but for New York City, it's kind of a big deal to have a washer and
Mhm.
dryer in unit. So
Oh my
that's my
God.
financial goal.
that's the
And
same in LA. I'm
yeah.
still in that. Like, yeah,
Yes.
that's
Yeah.
you've made it when you can have the washer and dryer in your unit.
Yes.
You've made
Yes,
it.
exactly.
Mine's down the hall, so it's not that it's not that great of a place.
It's
I'm not there either.
amazing. You don't have to go for like a long walk with a big sack of smelly clothes on your back when you want
No,
to wash clothes.
funnily enough, though, there is a laundromat right across the street, as you may remember. So they
Yes.
didn't really need to even put it in here.
Yeah, that's
Um,
true.
but the terrible thing about the laundry here is you know the people that you hate from the laundromat experience because they do stupid shit
Uh,
in the laundry area, and you know
yep.
who they are now.
Yes.
And I
Yeah.
liked it when it was anonymous.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like
I do get that.
you get in the elevator and you're like, "Oh,
Yeah.
how you doing?"
Saw your underwear.
Yeah, it's
Can you
right.
please take it out of the goddamn dryer so the rest of us can use it? Thanks.
Uh-huh. Well, they
Yes.
have a rule here. No one's allowed to touch anybody's clothes, no matter what. So I wrote an email to everyone in the building. I said, I feel like this should be the opposite. If you leave your clothes in the washer, anyone can take it out and move it into the dryer for you.
Yeah.
And yeah, everybody agreed, but the place still said something to do with insurance or something. I don't whatever. They're liars. They're
Oh yeah, for sure.
just backwards.
Yeah, what drama.
It is, it's drama here. Yeah.
Hmm.
I'll do the soprano mother wave and
Oh, wash your dryer dreams.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I used to live in DC, and that was the only place that I actually did have a teeny tiny washer and dryer. Of course, I had mice in the walls and cockroaches and some drive-by shootings.
Sure. Yeah.
But, washer and dryer, and I
Yeah.
still miss the washer and dryer really.
Yeah, I would definitely take that.
There are some drive-by shootings, but you have a washer and dryer. Yes.
Was it like random drive-by shootings or was it targeted? Because I feel like we have gang activity in my neighborhood sometimes, and that doesn't scare me even a little bit because I'm like, well, I'm not in a gang, so why would I be afraid? You know?
Well, so I knew, like, I was very friendly with everybody in the neighborhood, and like the way it works, and like in DC they don't have, it's not gangs, it's like neighborhoods that are
Mm.
warring with each other. So like
Mhm.
people from the opposing neighborhood will come through,
Mhm.
right? And they're not, sometimes they're targeted, other times they're just targeting people in that neighborhood. But the problem though is that the way that people would shoot is like how they shoot in the movies, like sideways, right?
Uh-huh.
So like, you, for better or for worse, your aim is terrible, so the
Yeah.
likelihood that you're going to hit the intended target, like,
Yep.
so that's problematic
Yeah.
with that situation. And like, they don't care who's out there and
Yeah.
who's not.
Wow. That is scary actually, because then it could come through the window.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's a
well,
big fear
they're
of mine
not
is like
all
a
like
random. Yeah.
they're not like the best shots in the world, probably too. I mean, I'd be afraid of just in general of guns going off. Like, I mean,
Well, that's the thing, Jayson. Like they're not the best shot. Like they're not good shots at all, which is like either good or bad, right?
Yeah.
Depending on like where
it's
it.
all random.
Yeah, like where something flies.
Yeah. That's almost worse, I think. I think it's worse.
There's a culture shock though going to New York. I bet the person when you first got there, because I mean that's what it was for me anyway. I was afraid of everything. I was
In New
petrified.
York?
Oh, I was petrified when I got there. It was
What
terrible.
neighborhood were you in?
The good part. I was up, all the lights and 42nd Street. It was ridiculous. I was
Oh
just
yeah, you were fine.
petrified of the whole place.
I felt very safe. I heard my neighborhood was bad before I got here, but I've never.
It's braver than I am. I
love it.
I went there for an acting class, and someone was like, "Hey, there's a hotel just down the street off 42nd or whatever." I'm like, "Great." I went there, and there's a guy behind glass. I was instantly afraid for the rest of the time I was there.
Oh no!
Wow.
He's like, "Can I help you?" And I couldn't make him laugh because I'm customer service person. I used to work in all these, so I'm like, "Hey, how you doing?" He's like, "Do you want a room?" I was just like, and so I tried to work him and stuff. Nothing. And I was like, I'm gonna die here. So, it was terrible. I hated it.
I felt less safe in Vermont just because I have like a joke about that because it's just like if somebody's coming after you in Vermont, which people have come after me in Vermont, there's no witnesses. There's no one.
I agree.
Yeah. In New York, there's going to be 17 people on their phones filming it. So, yeah.
No one's ever come after me. What did you do? what happened? What do you mean they came after you?
I was going for a run. Because I was a runner in college and I was training at home in Montpelier and I went for this run late at night and I went on this like long street and I saw this pickup truck went by and they were like yelling at me and then I saw them pull into a driveway and turn an abandoned driveway. I knew it was an abandoned spot, turn their lights off. And I was like, no. So I went behind like the houses and hid as they went like back and forth trying to find me and yelling. And I was like, and nobody was answering the door. I kept ringing doorbells along the way to see if I could get the cops to come out, but there's no one there for you.
Yeah. I feel pretty ignorant for even asking the question now. Male privilege. Yeah, that never happened to me. That sucks. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Actually, I feel like guys usually attack other guys in the city. Like I've had a lot of my male friends robbed. Not a lot, like a couple have been robbed here. Whereas like they kind of leave the women alone, which I appreciate in a dark way. Yeah. I'm like, yeah, go after the dude's gonna be less traumatized than I am. So if we could do that, that'd be great.
That's interesting, actually.
Yeah.
I kind of admire that, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. You're like, aw, these feminist robbers.
Yeah, in my neighborhood, they have what they call a ring of cell phone thieves that the city council wants to get the FBI involved.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm sure they would love to. You just need like a tech person. They just need more tech people because there's no oversight like online or anything. Like there's no police for these like stalkers on the internet who are threatening women every day. It's wild. It's the Wild West in there. I feel like they're going to look back on this time period and be like, yeah, you could just do or say anything. You could like dox people. It's wild. If people come after me on the internet, if they don't leave their stuff private, I'll go onto their page and like tag their wife or girlfriend or mom in the comment that they made.
Oh man.
That is a really good strategy, actually. I don't think I've ever heard anybody use that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any good stories? Any memorable stuff?
About a week ago. It's ongoing. I think I don't know if shadow ban is a thing, but I might be shadow banned right now for calling someone dumb on the WNBA thread. There's just like sometimes I'm bored and I just want to go after men who hate women's basketball and it's just entertaining for me, but they kind of crack down a little bit with the bots. They figured out how to stop you from going after people.
That's
but I had like
precise.
Yeah.
Very targeted.
This is when I want to go after them. Yeah. But they usually come to my page if I have a bit about sex. There's like some sort of new trend of like very puritanical, nun-like men who just really want to tell women to stop talking about sex. It's triggering them in some way, and I don't really know.
I know why.
Maybe it's coming from like Catholicism or something.
Yep, you nailed it.
Yeah.
That's exactly it. Because
Yeah.
I was trained by very, very weird Catholic white people.
Uh-huh.
So I should have been horrifying, and I'd worked really hard not to
Mm-hmm.
be. And one of the things I had to fight through was the whole thing about women talking about sex. And I've gotten
Yeah.
over it now, but it was a thing for a while. I'd just be like, they say that we're such pigs when we talk like that. Why would they want to do, and I'm thinking in
Yeah.
my head, like in a kind way, like, why would they want to drop themselves down to our level is what I'm thinking. And
Yeah.
it's still not okay. I'm still wrong.
No, I get
And
you. And it's really hard to get rid of that. You're
it
still gonna
is.
have like little vestiges of it, I think,
Yeah, but I'm over it
forever.
now. I'm good with it
Yeah.
now. I like
Yeah.
it now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a lot more. Everybody's the same to me now, like pretty much. I don't even think about anything like that anymore. Like,
Wow, that's awesome.
yeah, it took a lot of
That's a
work.
lot of work. Yeah,
It
that's a
really
lot of
was.
work.
Yeah, but yeah, Catholic, totally.
Yeah, that's what I'm assuming for most of
Hmm.
them. Yeah. So I can't even be mad at them too. They drive up they make my content go viral. So every time they
Nice.
say something nasty, other people comment on it, or I'll comment on it, and it'll go back and forth, and then people stay on the video reading the comments, and it just makes the shit go viral. So I don't hate it. It is like part of my job. I used to hate it, and now I've really embraced it. And I really like going onto their page and being like, oh, interesting. It looks like you work at this academy for the arts. That's so interesting. And then they get like super freaked out
Oh
and
wow.
like delete the comment or start following me or something. It's really funny.
You should incorporate ChatGPT into your life for doing that. I'm telling you. Do you even know what it is?
Chat GPT, like the AI chat.
Yeah.
Yeah. That
Um,
does it finds information for you?
no, well, yes, but better. It won't dox anyone. So if you go ahead,
Yeah.
who's
Yeah.
this
I'm
person? It
not
won't.
interested in doxing something. I just want to be like, hey, crazy that you work with kids
No,
and yet
but
here you are.
what
Yeah.
it will do, no, it won't do that because it won't find anyone for you. But what it will
Yeah.
do, say you have comments that you don't want to deal with, like we have a lot on our that like when we interviewed Benny, transgender woman, um under there is where the comments are in our life.
Mm-hmm.
The unbelievable the rage of these people.
It's
Um
so wild.
and I got so sick of answering because I feel like I have to answer everyone. I
Yeah, I
started
get
just
it.
popping in the thing to chat GPT, and it gives them a very kind lesson in how to be a good person and how to treat
Oh.
people. And it's like a novel. And it just paste pop. It's great. It's
I love that.
yeah,
And
it's
that'll keep
super.
people on your page because some people are going to be like, what the hell did he say? This is so
Yeah,
long.
it's super sweet too because ChatGPT isn't rude ever. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like
Mm-hmm.
just really well, not well put as Rena would say, but it's put well enough for these people that are making those dumb comments
Mm-hmm.
so that they think somebody really nice and smart is taking care of them with
Yeah.
information as opposed to
Yes.
just yelling at them because that's what I would do.
Yes. Yes.
I would just be like,
That's smart. Yeah, because I always put something like sneaky and like behind the backy on,
yeah.
just passive aggressive as hell. Yeah, that would be better because yeah, Chat GPT answers where I am 2 weeks after somebody's mean to me. But for those 2 weeks, I'm ruining your life if I can't.
If I
Jayson, have you
can.
actually checked if people respond
Yeah,
after
yeah, they
that, or
do.
does
No,
they
they do.
do?
They
Does it
usually
change their tone, or does it kill
no,
the
they didn't even
No.
read it. Most of the time they didn't even read it. They
Mm-hmm.
just go, whatever man or something like go, liberal dick or something like libtard. They'll like say something like that. Like it did nothing. It just makes me feel better.
Yeah.
But actually,
Yeah.
I'm curious. Are you were I was thinking today, stand-up comedy is going to be one of the things that AI won't touch for a very long time. I
Yeah.
believe because first of all, it's live.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and you need that human thing. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
you definitely do. So
Mm-hmm.
you're like AI proof for a really long time anyway.
I think
That's
so
good.
too. Yeah, I feel really good about that.
Yeah.
It's getting pretty scary out there. Yeah. And it is nice to be like, no, you have to, yeah, you got to be a human. AI can write good jokes. They're mostly pretty corny right now. They're the ones that they can write. So I'm sure they will figure out how to make like very human-like ones at some point. Yeah, I guess the thing that I fear is that it won't be from people's souls anymore. They might be using the technology to write their bits, and it's going to be indistinguishable to figure out like who actually has that talent and who is using a computer to enhance themselves. Like it's like taking drugs. I feel like it'd be like taking drugs for a performance for an athlete.
I look at AI as a way, like we were talking about this earlier, as a way to brainstorm. Like you could literally take your transcript from one of your YouTube channels, put it into ChatGPT and say, write a bit in this style, and it will give you shit, and you might not like it, but it might make you go, you know what I do like now though? Or like that sparked this. And I think that's what it's still good, okay for.
That's true. Oof, that's going to be interesting. Yeah, I feel like I can feel myself like pushing back on it, but I do.
So you don't want me to send you an AI bit?
No, that's the thing. At some point, I'll have to do it. It's the same. It's like if everyone's doing it, I'll have to do it. It's the same thing with posting clips online. I have to do it because that's what this is now. I was so against it for so long. I thought it would only be a passing thing, and it wasn't. It's the whole job now.
Yeah.
Now, stand up live is 1% of it. As long as you can capture it on tape and put it online, your job's online now. There's obviously,
but then you have to book enough gigs, I guess, right? To be able to have all of those clips to keep feeding the content beast online.
But you can't get the gigs without the bits online. It's a whole like cycle.
Wow.
I've gotten almost everything that I have right now in the past year from posting online. It's direct line. I'm like, where did you find me? Who recommended me? They're like, no one recommended you. We found you on your Instagram clips. I'm like,
wow.
Okay, good to know. Yeah.
That's great though. I mean, all you have to do is have somebody recording you during your sets and then look at the video later and cut it up. I mean, do you do it? Do you edit or
I do, because it's too expensive for me right now. That's not my budget. I would love for someone else to do it, but I'm also a bit of a control freak. I don't know if I would want to give someone that power. And I've kind of gotten into it. Now that I know how to do it, it is it feels very rewarding to finish it and post it and then get that feedback.
What program?
I use DaVinci Code.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Or DaVinci, I'm sorry, DaVinci Resolve. DaVinci Code is the name of a book.
Yeah. I was like, have you ever heard of
I use the book by Dan Brown. Have you heard of it? I just read that book and the clips.
They just pop in there. Try CapCut. I'll send you a link. It doesn't, you can take a whole video and it'll just pop it into a whole bunch of shorts for you. And then you can just switch the meter, like a little bit more here, a little less here. I don't know if DaVinci Code does that or not, but DaVinci Resolve, I'm not sure how that does. It seems like it's a little more hands-on sort of thing.
Yeah. I do like to have that level of control though.
Well, you don't have to pick the clip.
Right. I know. That's true. That is very helpful.
It'll do like
I like that it's like here.
Yeah.
And you're like,
here's 20, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm sure that's how a lot of people are doing it. Plus it'll also do all the subtitles for you. Yeah.
Yes, I have automatic subtitles and that like feature that follows you a little bit, so it looks like it's such a weird feature, but and now people are putting like emojis and like sparkly stuff. I can't do it.
It doesn't work for me, but it's all about the 80%, not the 20%. 80%
know.
of the people love that shit. And I can't stand it. Like, or they'll zoom in suddenly on something.
Yes.
And I'll be like, oh, just let me watch.
I also hate it, but it is like Gen Z is the next people that we have to impress on the internet, and they love that shit. They love the like corny graphics because they're children. It sparkles and they want to look at it.
No,
it's candy.
You're right.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna zoom in and out on Rena for now when I'm editing. Whenever she says something,
you can put sparkles behind me. I would be fine. I really wonder, like, with as wild as it's getting, like, you got to put this in, you got to clip, and like, what is the future of content creation gonna? What is it gonna be? People our attention spans are getting worse and worse, and like. I was having a conversation with a 16-year-old about like texting and how like they don't put they don't really use any punctuation. And then I'm like, well, how do you understand? Like, because I'm an editor and I text with my editor friends and we write everything, like everything is punctuated, and like that's just how we talk to each other. And we're like, what do you mean you don't use periods?
Yes.
Yeah, but it was funny because I as I was talking to her, she's like, oh, well, sometimes we don't get the meaning. Like she was sort of starting to understand a little bit of like why punctuation is important. I was like, yeah, if you know when thoughts stop and start, and like, like what's a question, like all of these things can help you communicate with the person.
They
It
have a
was a
whole
very
code
interesting.
system, though. Have you seen the code system they use with the slashes?
No,
Like
I have
slash
not seen.
S slash SR slash everything, slash all over the place. Like,
Oh, for like sarcasm?
yeah, slash S is sarcastic or sarcasm,
Do
or
they use that? Is that being used?
it was. I mean, it might be 5 minutes ago or something now,
Yeah, I'm
but
like,
it was.
Jayson, I think they're over that.
But yeah, like Nicholas, who you remember Mila. I'm not trying to dead name, but you remember Mila. Mila's now Nicholas. Well, it's the last we'll say of that because now we'll just use Nicholas. Um, Nicholas, when he was younger, and when I would text, I would get all of a sudden like this other text said, are you mad at me?" And I'm like, all I said was is that I'm home and dinner will be ready soon. Like, I know, but it sounded like you were upset.
I still
No.
have that. Yeah, 100%. If you don't use 10 exclamation marks, I'm like, they hate me.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. It was all the period, is all it was.
yes.
The period at the end.
Yes. Yeah, why are you yelling?
Yeah, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Wait till you want to see me text yell? I'll show you text yell. I know how to do that. I can make your whole screen shake. There's an option. People don't even know about it.
I just realized that I am now my father of like years ago. Like he's an interior designer, and so when they used to draft, they would write in all caps. That was just like drafting language, like just how you would write on the drafting table. And uh he started sending his emails in all caps because he thought like that's how you like this is how you write on the drafting board. And his boss got so mad. Customers are complaining, they think that you're yelling at them. And he like didn't understand, and I had to explain it to him. And I'm like, oh my god, that's the period now, like like to kids, which is kind of a sobering thing to think that that's relatable now, how he was feeling.
That's hilarious. Yeah, I'll use like Facebook Marketplace a lot, and I just feel like there's such like a in New York City, just like so many cultures coming together. So the replies I'll get will just be all over the map. I'm just, who knows what age and what culture it's coming from. Every other letter is a cap. Like, um, sometimes we'll just do Spanish because it's like it's kind of fun. It's like just so many different. I'm like, yeah, you can't tell like you try to tell like who's a murderer and who's not, but you can't because some people just don't text in a way that isn't murdery. You know, some of the old people sometimes will use all caps or no punctuation, or yeah, there's all kinds of.
Yeah. And
It's
emojis
fun.
are like stepping back in time to hieroglyphics. Like
Yeah, people use emojis. It's so yeah, like an old man will use an emoji, and I'm like, okay, so cute. Oh, it's so cute the way older people text on Facebook.
Yeah. So I definitely want to know about the podcast also.
Hmm.
What started that? Like how did you get in touch with Corey, and like were you just friends and he's like, "Hey, you're funny, you want to be on the podcast?" And because he's obviously the tech guy. So.
Yes, he handles all the tech. Oh my God. He is my boyfriend.
Oh, okay.
And yeah. Um, and I had always both been very hesitant to start a podcast, but also like have always kind of wanted to have one. And I really like couples podcasts. I like them a lot. I like having that insider thing to other
Mm-hmm.
people's relationships. And we had a great dynamic. And he actually brought it up, I think, before I did. And I love working on things that aren't just like the relationship, but you're like working on a project or trying to build something outside of the relationship together.
Yeah.
And I thought, and we both, yeah, it just came together really nicely. We both have our roles. Obviously, he is much more useful than I am, but I try really hard to keep up and like set up and take down and do whatever I can. Post online. I'm very bad at it. I'm very bad at my job. I'll get better. Come up with games, stuff like that.
Where do you set up?
At his place.
Oh,
He has a really nice place in East Village.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
I remember going. I think that's where my acting class was.
Yeah, East Village is great.
Yeah.
Very expensive, but
yeah,
it's cool.
Yeah, I didn't stay there. I stayed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Way over there. Awesome.
Yeah.
And like so tell us about it. Like
it's hard to, I mean, it's we play games, we mostly like talk about our stuff. It's like we were kind of trying to figure out what it was, I think, from the start, and it is just us like being silly and telling different stories about what's happening in our lives. Sometimes we'll look weird stuff up online and play games with that, or show each other videos, or do like an improv game. We've only had a couple guests. We mostly just do it together, but I'll have the guests draw a horse from memory, because that is, you think it's going to be easy. It's the hardest thing. You cannot draw a horse from memory. It's so hard. They're shaped so weird. I want you both to try it on your own afterwards.
I'll send you.
Yeah, you should please. You can't look. You can't cheat. You can't look at a horse.
I won't. I won't.
I don't even think I could draw a horse if I'm looking at a horse. So
yes.
Is it matter if I just saw horses today? Is that
no? I think that'll confuse you more. Actually, okay. They're so fucking weird. Their back legs in particular, like they're just, I don't want to give it away, but their back legs like go beep 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 beep. They go like backwards and forwards. It's so funny.
Mm-hmm.
Same with like a bicycle. You think you know what a bicycle looks like, and then you try to draw one, and you're like, if the apocalypse happens, we're fucked. I can't recreate bike.
I think this is a visual thing. I know people that didn't we know someone? The kid that was with us. What's his name? What's his name? You know who he is. He was on the show. We worked with him at the getting rid of corruption. I can't remember his name right now, though. Anyway.
Say more things.
Season 1.
Wait, do you mean Drew?
Drew, thank you.
I was gonna guess Batman. Getting rid of corruption. He's cleaning up the streets of Gotham.
He told us he has a thing where he can't visualize things. He can't see pictures of things by thinking about them.
Mm-hmm.
I can. So when you say that, I swear to God, I have a picture of a bicycle, and I bet I can draw the shit out of that. Not that I'm a good artist. I'm a terrible artist, though.
But you can do the mechanics of it.
Yeah, I know what a horse looks like. I can see it. I can make it do anything I want. But he can't see pictures. Like if you told him picture yourself in a red shirt, he just knows the idea behind it.
Interesting.
Can't picture himself in a red shirt and stuff. Yeah, that was crazy when he taught me that. When he told me that.
Isn't there something with reading where like half of people will say the word aloud in their head, and half the people, there's no sound. It's just the word is I don't know, magically.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
Good readers and bad readers. I'm a terrible reader, and I do the thing. If I were to read something out in my head, I read every single word in. I don't go. I go bop 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 every word.
Is that hard for acting? Like you get a script and you have to memorize it before you do it? Yeah. Yeah.
Ever. Actually, I used to record them. I used to
that makes sense. That makes sense.
Because
That's smart.
It was awful. I hated remembering lines.
Yeah. Oh, I can't either.
Ugh. Yeah. No. Oh, yeah. That's something I wanted to know. Like, when you do your bits, do you do them like it's a script, or do you just idea and you go?
Go.
Oh,
yeah.
Cool.
It's different every single time.
That's what I would.
I kind of wish I spent more time on the wording, but that ruins it for me.
Well, George
You know?
Carlin, when he came to Burlington one time, and he used us as a testing ground before he went to the real places on the planet, I guess.
Uh-huh.
And he would have like pages on a stool, and he would
Yes.
look at the thing, and then he'd go back down and he would do it. And
Yeah.
if he was word for word, I think, pretty much.
Interesting.
With
I
him,
do
it
have
was
to
like a
sometimes
play.
look. Yeah. I will, if I have like a very brand new chunk and there's a lot of new stuff in it, I have to, yeah, I'll open up my phone and be like, oh yeah, I wanted to talk about this. Yeah. If
Mm,
it's, an unpaid
right.
loose show, that's what it's there for.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Right. Make it seem like a bit that you're looking at your phone.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah,
You guys aren't
I'll do
important
like a
enough.
funny line every now and again. I'll be like, I'm looking at my own nudes. It's just something stupid. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. I was gonna put your OnlyFans link in the description, but YouTube
Yeah.
bans them, even if they're
Oh,
not
that's
like
hilarious.
not
You could do
sexual.
my link tree because that has it on
I
there. It's
did.
not, I know it's they're trying so hard to rebrand and not be sexual and like even like I just put like my comedy, just trying to do like a behind the scenes because I taped with OnlyFans TV. They have a platform there for comedians, but it's still,
Yeah.
man, yeah, all the people following me are like, can I have a nude now? And it's like, no, that's God damn it,
Well,
you guys.
I
It
didn't
feels
even
so
know
stupid.
that they had a whole comedy that has,
Mhm.
is that new
It's
or?
pretty new. They've been kind of doing it the last couple of years, but it is, it's only on OnlyFans TV. Like you have to have the app and yeah, I think they're trying to drive more things, different things. But man, it's yeah,
you know what this is reminding
it's
me
a
of,
struggle.
Rena,
Mhm.
you're right. You know what this is reminding me of our conversation that we had.
Oh yes, that we're not going to have on the air.
But I can ask Carmen.
Yeah, do it. What is
Sure.
it? No,
Would
I'm like,
you
so curious.
would you do those they're called like pig play sites where you're like mean to a rich guy and you spend his money?
I when I was single and then when I was dabbling in polyamory, I entertained a couple different things that never actually happened or got off the ground. There were a few
Oh,
people who approached me and I always thought it was a prank from like one of my dumb fucking friends. I was always like, is this Kyle? I swear to God, if this is fucking Kyle. And then
I
I
could
would
be
talk to
Kyle if
them
you
and
want me
yeah,
to be.
yeah. And one was definitely a guy who wanted me to like be mean to him, and that is so not in my nature. It was so hard for me. I tried it like once. I was like, okay, then pay me, you little bitch. Like I couldn't. And I was like, I'm sorry for calling you a bitch, dude. I had to block him because I was like, there's nothing I have for this man
You
that
probably
I
made him
can't.
finish by blocking him.
I know, that's what I assumed. I was like,
Oh
I
my God.
really did. I think that was his end goal because I just kept being nice to him and I want to make sure that if we embark on anything that you don't have a family that's relying on you for money, that like this is outside of something, or like I want
Out
to make
of
sure everybody's on the
character.
same page. Like I just didn't want to like take advantage of somebody that really had a problem. Like I
Yeah.
wanted to make sure that I wasn't doing something that was outside of my moral sphere. Like I wanted to make sure it was somebody who really was like rich and interested in
Yeah.
getting rid of his money and it got him off. But I
Right.
never got to that place with him because I was always just like,
Yeah. I saw a documentary on that, and some of those women, they just didn't give a crap who they were destroying.
yeah, I can't do that. And I
Yeah.
think he needs that to get off, and I'm just not that person.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've had a couple, and then there's another guy. I did entertain the idea with him as well, but as soon as I got a boyfriend, like he's out.
Mm.
They're. And so I never got to find out who it was. I had a very nice phone conversation with him, and I was like, yeah, maybe, this is like pictures, and she just wanted like a kind of a dom, like
Mm.
maybe videos of you, I don't know,
Right.
shitting on the floor or something, whatever he
Oh
was
God.
into. I have no idea. Whatever he was into, I can't remember.
Oh my
And I was like,
God.
yeah, I would do that for $500 for sure. And then we just never quite connected. I didn't really pursue it. And
I would send an AI video of it. Like, I promise this is me,
yeah, yeah,
because I'm
yeah.
not doing it.
Yeah, now they have all these like AI deep fakes and
Mm-hmm.
that stuff. Yeah, I guess Jayson would send a deep fake video of people shitting on the floor.
I'd set up a whole thing. I'd have ChatGPT write into the AI so it just sends the video, and they think that we're talking back and forth. They check in every month, like once a month, to see if AI Jayson's made any cash this.
But I
What's
wonder,
he doing?
do you think people would really get tricked by that?
Not
Like,
right now, but they will.
like because I even so
Next
I was
month.
curious. I looked up like the Taylor Swift deep
Yeah,
fakes
it looks
because
ridiculous.
and you can just you look at it and you're like you can just tell like that this is not there's just something very off about it.
Yeah.
You're like this is very
I
obviously
didn't
not
look them
her.
up. I didn't know we were allowed to. Now I want to.
Oh yeah.
I just
yeah.
well because
Okay,
I
I'm
just
gonna
wanted to
Google it.
see like where the technology was, not because I want to see her doing anything. Like I wanted to see where the technology is because
Yeah.
I mean she's got plenty of money and resources to go after people, but like everyday people,
Well,
right? Like
which is
that's
good that she's doing it because she's setting a precedent for other cases. So
yeah.
I'm glad she is, because it to me it's just like it's gonna get to the point where it's gonna be just like somebody snuck in your room and put a camera there, because it's gonna look so real. It's gonna be ridiculous.
That's gonna be
I
so
mean,
creepy.
yeah.
Yeah, which is
Oh, I don't know. These look pretty real. These look pretty real to me.
but there's some like if you look at her face, like I mean you just there's just
Let me
something off
zoom
of it.
in.
Well,
Yeah,
you
that's
probably
not her. That's true. That is not her. It doesn't quite look like enough like her. Yeah, that's not her. It looks like somebody who looks like her.
yeah.
Yeah.
It'll get there though. Promise.
Do they think her tits are this small? I wonder.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Are they?
now I feel just I
I'd
don't know.
assume-
I'm not
I don't think people think of her as like well endowed or anything. I think seems
That's
like
true.
she's tall. That's
Wow, there's a
that's
lot
I would
of
say.
pictures. Did somebody make like a ton, or are these just like over
They did.
time?
Somebody went nuts on it, and then now she's suing them. 'Cause
As
she
she
figured out
should. That'll be hilarious.
she
Yeah,
got
you're right. This doesn't quite look
The
like her.
Swifty gang went after him because he said, "Have luck finding me," and the Swifty gang went,
And
"Challenge accepted," and they found him, and yeah, she started suing him for
Wild.
$1. For $1.
This is I did not go into safety mode to search those, so that'll be interesting.
Oh, I shut that off and throw the key out. I hate safety mode.
Yeah.
Like, what? Don't tell me. Don't be my mom. Hey, why is
That's
this all
true. Who's
blurry?
gonna
Oh my God, that's awesome. So you don't enjoy the posting of things, but now you're kind of into the editing and the finished product kind of thing.
Yeah. I did minor in film editing at my
Oh.
old university, and at my old university back in the day. It really was back in the day though. Like you had to editing a video in 2007 was a fucking nightmare. Oh my God. Yeah, you remember you had to rendering a tiny thing would take hours.
Yeah. Go to
And now
sleep.
you can just do everything. Yeah, I do
Well, if
love
you're gonna
editing.
render,
Yeah.
you go to
Yeah,
bed.
you go to bed. Yeah, I would like sleep in the computer labs. I was
Yeah.
so tired all the time. Ugh,
Yeah.
terrible time. But now it's and I used to love it because it is like a fun artistic thing. But now it's so easy to do, and I'm a little bit behind on everything, but I still love doing it. I just don't do it.
And then someone like 30 years older than us is like, when I edited, we used to cut the tape with a
Yeah, right.
slicer.
And then
We're
tape
complaining
it
about
together. Yeah.
yeah, because I did a little of that, very little because I worked at Cinema 9 and I was a projectionist. So I know I used to make 20 minutes go into, the 20-minute reels. I'd put them all together. So like, 5 slices. And I used to think,
God.
who in the world would have the capacity to actually edit film this way?
Or like drawing cartoons back in the day, the like flip book style.
Oh
Ugh,
God. Oh, I could not in a million years do
that's
that.
excruciating.
Not my thing at all. We don't have to anymore. I'll take care of it. No offense.
Exactly. Oh,
I
that'll
know
be
it
nice.
sucks. Well, so many people, I mean, it sucks because having a video store, I know what it feels like for something to come in and destroy what you love. So I feel really bad for everyone any art that's going to become like, pointless. I don't know.
Obsolete.
Sorry, but I have this one guy on my Facebook page, and he's a really good artist, and he draws really, really well. And sometimes for my own enjoyment, I'll take his thing and I'll throw it into Mid-Journey and say, give me 20 of these in different ways. And it's like, oh,
yeah.
and make it in pencil, it's like, and it's
Yeah.
like beautiful. And I'm like, oh, this poor guy. What the?
Yeah, it's gonna, the culture will shift in a way that is normalized at some point. And
Yeah.
if I'm alive, I'm definitely going to be a little bit curmudgeonly about it, but that's what it is. And people will find new ways to make art interesting within the new parameters of whatever the
They'll
future
draw
holds.
live on stage.
Yeah.
It'll be this new.
It'll be something. There'll be fucking
drawing.
robots while I have no idea.
Right. Then robots will be doing it on stage.
Yeah, I think that's the scary thing, right? Like if AI takes over everything, like what is art then? What are people creating? Like that's
There'll only be
and then also
comedians left.
What only stand-up comedians? Then I worry, like as a writer and an editor, like even if you don't write for a living, right? Like when you're going to school, like writing an essay or like it helps you think. Like that's how you think about things and process and gather your thoughts. And I'm like, if we lose that even in the educational process, like how are we going to do these things? Like I don't. It does scare me a bit, like losing all these things to AI.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, being someone that doesn't have any artistic ability with my hands, it's really helpful. I'm sorry. Like I used to know a lot of people that I would be like, hey, could you do this? Could you do that? This? Now I'm just like, I can just do it now, and things are much faster. And I feel bad, but it's what am I going to do? Not do it? You know what? And no one thought of that when they weren't coming to my video store anymore, and they were getting shit from Netflix. Huh? They could have come to my store still, but they didn't. It's the same thing. It's just happens with technology. It sucks, but it does.
Yeah, that's the way of things.
It is, but I do think stand-up comedians will be fine for much longer. Same with musicians on stage for live events, But yeah, I don't know if you could make an AI comedian video and then put in the laughter and it be anything. I don't think that would work really for a while.
Eventually, I do think they'll figure it out. I think they'll figure out how to make an entire comic that doesn't exist that's really popular.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take one of your bits. I'm going to go to Runway.
Do it. Yes.
I'm going to take your face. I'm going to do this tomorrow. If my ADHD doesn't stop me.
Yes.
And then I'm going to take your voice and I'm going to clone it, and then I'm going to have ChatGPT write another bit and see if it's, and I'll send it only to you. Or maybe else.
No, put it on the podcast. Put it at the end of the podcast. I'm serious. That'll be so funny.
It would be funny. Because I seriously could do that, and it'll do something. Because I mean,
that sounds really interesting. I would love to see what it comes up with.
It'll be a little weird because only the mouth will move a little bit, and it'll be like,
yeah. If you upload more videos to it, will it get smarter and do it better? Yeah. Take whatever I have on Instagram, or like I can send you stuff. I'm so into seeing what that is.
Like fun.
And then being like, look, the deep fakes of me have come out. These are not my bits. I mean, oh God, what if the bits are like really, really awful and like offensive? And I'm worse. Like, is that what I am? Yeah.
Or worse, we get a viral video out of it.
Yeah.
Like millions of people are looking at it. You're crushed and getting your medication upped. Oh no.
Yeah, my deep fake is better than me. My AI is better than me. That'd be hilarious. Oh my God. My AI is getting booked. I'm not.
Although I guess if you were able to negotiate the right deal, like that would not be such a bad thing, right? You write some original material, and then like your fake goes out and performs forever.
Yeah,
right?
I just hang it home.
Yeah, like as long as you get paid, that seems like kind of a sweet deal.
That sounds amazing.
Are we talking about a physical one? Like, because that's
like
creepy. They come home like
no, like
in the closet.
Virtual version, like it's just online everywhere. Like, not like a robot that's her clone.
Oh, well, you could get Adobe Character Creator and make a graphic of yourself, and it has face camera recognition. So you just do your bit, and a cartoon character will be following your movements while you're talking and stuff. And
Oh, that's
you could
cute.
do that. You can
That
make a
sounds
whole character.
amazing.
Yeah.
That's in Character Create.
Adobe Character
Adobe Character.
Animator.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
actually
pretty
gonna look
fun.
that up.
Yeah, it's a blast. And
That
don't
sounds so
even have to
fun.
make a character. You can go to Fiverr, and for like $50, you can describe it to somebody, and they'll make one for you.
Oh yeah.
All rigged and everything, ready to go.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts.
Okay. That might actually be like a good social media strategy. I hate that I'm like thinking about it from a business perspective right now, but I'm like, yeah, what a good
Yeah.
way to get like weird new attention to something. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. You could have like your little mascot.
Mm-hmm. Here's me doing the bit, but as a cartoon. Aw.
I like it.
Yeah.
Good.
Oh,
See?
this is making me think of a comedian that I've followed for a while, Whitney Cummings, who actually got a robot made of herself, and then and it had its own Instagram, and like it was a whole thing. But she
Oh.
went to like one of those like the where they make the sex robots, and like got that robot made of her, and like she used to take it on tour with her. It was
Yay.
wildly entertaining to watch.
Oh wow.
That's so funny. So it's been done. So you're telling me.
Oh no, there's definitely people that they're called VTubers. Um, there's a really famous one right now, and she's like interviews other really famous YouTubers. Like,
Mhm.
Hassan, he was on
Mhm.
I can't remember her name because I can never remember Japanimation names ever. Actually, I can't remember anybody's names, not
I
even
can't
drug
remember
names.
anybody's names.
But yeah,
Yeah.
it's some chick. If you ever want to look it up, just type it in
Mhm.
whatever most famous VTuber girl. And
Mhm.
her husband is a special effects master. So he went into Adobe, oh no, sorry, Unreal Engine 5, created a world for her, and then made a body for her. And then she wears a mocap suit, and it's like this weird,
What?
like over sexy kind of chick girl thing. And
Uh-huh.
they changed her voice and everything. I mean, oh, she might be her voice actually. But anyway, all these graphics happen around her, like a flood will come through the door behind her and wash away. And yeah,
Yeah,
she's doing really well, that person. And
of
yeah,
course. That
yeah.
sounds really
And
cool.
she interviews like Hassan Piker was on the show. Like, and everybody tries to get on that show. It's crazy.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Damn,
it's
there's like a
nuts.
whole world of really, really popular people that I have no idea who they are. That's so
That's
interesting.
probably better off that way, to be honest. That
Yeah.
way you can stay
But it is cool
focused.
to like just to like be aware of who's popular and why is always, I think, good in the entertainment industry.
Well, if you can mention it in shows, probably.
Yeah. Just to
You
be
should
like,
do
what's
that.
just to like get a clue on like what the future might look like. But I think there's just so many people on the planet now that there's just going to be success for any niche that you have, you
Oh,
know.
you should do that in a show. Go up on stage, and if you just say, tonight, I'm not going to do any jokes to yourself. Just ask the crowd, who's popular right now, and tell me about them. And then
Yeah.
just go with it, because you're super funny, and I guarantee you that whatever they say is you're going to be able to make it even funnier.
Oh, thank you. That
They're
does
like,
sound fun. That'd be fun crowd work.
yeah.
Yeah.
I love weird crowd work. I do like that. Yeah, that's true. I can't, somebody says their job, I fall asleep and I don't know what they're saying. But if I
Right.
can be like, what would be the last thing you're going to say before you die? That's what I'm interested in hearing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That would be good crowd work.
Mhm.
So who do you follow right now, comedian wise? Do you have favorites?
Um, that's a good question. It's so, that's such a hard question, actually. Because people come out with stuff at different times, and then like I'm a fan of so many comics, and there's so many comics, and they come out with stuff every other year. A person that I really like a lot is Chad Daniels. He's not as well known. He's not like a big name, but he has a great career. And I just think his stuff is so funny. He jokes about his kids a lot. I just like his takes on things, and I like his weird, dry, not weird, his dry, like kind of frustrated tone. I think I connect with it really well. And then I like people who are doing stuff that I can't do. Maria Bamford, that's a style I
Oh, I
absolutely
like
can't
her.
do.
I like
Yeah.
her.
Rory Scovel, that's something I can't do. Who's I'm like blanking on everybody. There's just so many. There's so many. And like a lot of my friends, I'm just big fans of them too. So that's always nice. I get to see them all the time. And I'm like, oh, they're so good, you know?
Oh, that's awesome.
Sort of, yeah. Yeah. David Drake and Lizzie Cassidy and Mike Leibovitz. Like people that like, yeah, they're not household names, but they're so good at what they do. Maddie Weiner. I don't know. There's so many. There's so I could list them forever. It would just be annoying.
If you send me
Tom
a list, I'll
Sahar.
put it in the description.
Oh, it would be too long. And then people would be like, why am I not in there? And I'd be like, I'm sorry.
I can always edit it. Tell them to get in contact with me. Was that? I've been
Roy
watching too much
Jr.
Sopranos. I'm going through
Yeah.
Sopranos again, and I just did. When I watch Sopranos, I start to do a thing. It happens. It's weird, but it's true because I just did it. Tell them to talk to me. I'm like, who the hell am I right now?
Oh, I do that too. If I watch Great British Baking Show, I become this like whimsical little like British person who has something to say about everything I eat, which is garbage. I'm like, this peanut butter tastes like it's been in the cupboard for quite a few years, and it has. I'm watching that like a Game of Thrones spinoff right now, and I just keep talking like every time we shut it off, I'm like very intense and like feel like I need to take over the world or like fuck my uncle or something. It's very
Those are very different directions.
yeah. I guess I spoiled it for anybody. Oh, spoiler alert for anyone watching that spinoff.
Somebody had sex with somebody's uncle.
But that's what they do on
They
the
do
show.
that. You gotta expect it.
Okay, you're gonna fuck your uncle.
I couldn't get into the second one. Though I tried. I wanted to. I wanted to
I'm
so
not into
bad.
it at all, but man, am I watching it?
Still watch it?
Yeah.
Because I loved Game of Thrones. Like,
Yeah, I heard it was great.
It was what?
I didn't watch it.
You're watching the wrong thing.
I know.
You're watching the wrong thing. What's the matter with you?
I don't watch anything. I just needed like a show to watch with my boyfriend, you know, so that the relationship can keep going. You have to have a show. You gotta have a show.
Yeah,
don't
go watch shows. It'll take up too much of your time. You're doing good. Do your thing, please. Shows take up so much of my time, and
that's true.
Stay there. Stay where you are. Don't watch it. No matter what I say, don't watch it because you need to stay focused. It's a good thing. Because I'm never focused. So it's 10:40, and I wanted to make sure we talked about everything that you wanted to talk about, and Rena wanted to talk about with you. So I'm just being a cuckoo clock right now. Cuckoo. Because we were gonna.
I don't think I had anything that I sent in. So whatever you guys.
No, but there might have been something like you didn't mention the. I don't know. It's just me being polite.
I think pooped in a trash can once. Yeah, I don't
know. So we talked about podcasts. I know you. I know you're not a plug person. I've asked because I think it's also important that you get yourself out there. So, and plugs are good.
I do need to. So, yes.
By the way, have you ever like you're doing a special? It's your first special, but have you ever recorded yourself? Oh yes, you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I put that in the bio. We got to talk about your special.
Yeah,
that's fair. Okay. Yes, and I record every single one of my sets on my phone. I do not listen to almost any of them, unless there's something, because I usually remember if there's something in it that I should listen to them, but it's so painful. Yeah, I just taped the first special that I will be releasing ever, which is exciting. It's long overdue. I've been doing this for 13 years. And I am actually glad that I waited though, because I think what I have now is so much tighter and better than anything I would have put out even a couple of years ago. And it would have been a very different piece. And I really like what it is now. And that was a lot of my angst around putting out a special, was like art just keeps changing. It's like the special would be a different thing if I had recorded it the next day or a week before. Like it makes my mind go it just makes me so anxious. And I think the meds really helped with that actually. But yeah, I'm excited with what it turned out really good. I'm into the editing process right now with the director, Matt Ott, really good friend of mine. And it's really fun to put it together with him. And probably going to release it in the spring. The timing is, I'm not really sure when to put it out. Not right away. I want a little bit more time to build a new set. Yeah. And there's no deadline. But once I can, yeah. And I would like to make money off of it, and I don't have enough followers on YouTube for it to generate ads.
Was it shot in one place, or is it a cut in different places? Oh, that's good. Cool.
I shot it at a place called the Gutter Bar in Williamsburg, Brooklyn. It's a place that I am a producer on a show there, and people started doing their specials there, and they look really good. And I just kind of customized the lighting. I didn't do it. I'm sorry. The cinematographer customized the lighting, made it look really good. And yeah. And then I have like a sound person he's great. He's so good. And he's gonna submit it to Sirius XM. So hopefully
nice.
Start making some money off of my comedy.
Yeah. Oh, that's
more
great.
than $25.
Yeah. What do you do anything else besides? Like, do you have another job or anything? Or
I don't. I should.
So then
but if things keep picking up the way they do, then I won't need to. It's been kind of a thing where I was doing really, really well during the pandemic and then directly after the pandemic, and then it slowed down. So I had enough saved that I was losing money, but not enough to have to get a job. And just the second jobs are so soul crushing because the only thing you can do outside of comedy that's flexible and works with the schedule is like dog walking and babysitting. And
dominatrix.
I can't, and dominatrix. And I can't do any of those things. I don't
What was
have
it
the
like
mean
during
spirit.
the pandemic, being in the clubs? Like, it surprised me that you said you did better during that.
Yes.
What?
My career picked
online,
up.
Right?
Yeah. Zoom was really lucrative for a while.
Zoom stand-up?
Yes.
What?
Yeah. I
Did
know.
people have to pay? Like,
they would either. A lot of people donated. A lot of people had extra money at that time because of the government or whatever. And they just felt bad for us because we were making no money. So, and then the government, because we were giving, all the artists were getting the whatever that was, the
PPP
unemployment.
Oh, right, that, yeah.
The unemployment was more money than I've ever made. And I got the lowest amount that you can get. But that was more than I make.
I'm beyond fascinated that you were a Zoom comedian. I don't understand how that works.
And in parks, I would do parks and I would do rooftops. And those were like very fun
like
shows.
The Beatles.
Yeah.
How do you do a Zoom?
No, you don't. It sucks. It's so bad. There were like two of them that were good, and the rest of them, like, people would turn their microphones off, and I unraveled as a human a couple times. I would be like, "Is anyone listening? Am I okay?
Oh my God.
Is this okay?"
Nothing but nightmare there.
Yeah. And then you turn off the thing and go to sleep.
It's just
do
quiet.
People mute? Or do you, because you probably want to hear them laugh, but then you can't because they're all muted and they're just staring at you, so you don't know if anything's landing.
Well-run Zoom show, they would be like, unmute your microphones right now unless you are in a very unconducive to comedy environment. But even then, like, people wouldn't know that they were unmuted. You got those weirdos who would like come in if it wasn't a private link and try to ruin everything. Remember that? That was
when people like
I think I only saw one. I was excited. I was like, "Oh, we got one," Wow. Yeah, it was a weird time, but it was nice because you didn't have to travel. I would just be in my room, make money, and then turn off my computer or my phone or whatever, and then that's it. So and then I moved up at a club that paid me a lot of money for a while during the pandemic. I think because maybe just people weren't around, or I don't know, something just clicked, and I became a big part of that club, and that was so much money. It was great.
Wow, that's great. Wow, jeez, my mind's blown about
so weird, right?
I can't even imagine it.
Pandemic was great for me. It was a great reset too. I was going to open mics multiple times a night, not really living my life, not enjoying my life. And then when the pandemic hit, nobody could do comedy, except for on Zoom or whatever. So I didn't feel that competitive energy, and I just kind of reevaluated what was important in life. And it really saved everything. It's just really good. got a break from it. Oh, really fixed my brain in a lot of ways.
Yeah, it's hard to say. But I had a lot of I really enjoyed the pandemic, and it sounds terrible because I know that a lot of people suffered and a lot of people died. But since I'm such an introvert, it was really helpful for me not to be able to do anything that my wife wanted me to go do. I was like, I can't.
Yeah, we can't. It's murder.
I really loved being home, and I love it now. So, but yeah, like wow, yeah. But I mean, I'm not trying to say yay pandemic. I'm just saying it happened to be okay with me. I understand it was bad.
There were silver linings for a lot of us. Yeah, I don't think you have to feel bad about that.
I know, but you know.
Yeah, of course it was terrible. So yeah, I mean, I think
yeah.
Yes,
like
it was awful. It was scary. Yeah. And it was very scary for a long time.
Yeah.
It still is, but yeah, it also, thank God it had some silver linings, because otherwise, what a bunch of sociopaths we might be. I don't know.
Well, all the norms did go crazy. They all couldn't wait to get out of their house.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah.
It's like they're all like going crazy.
And they did, and they spread it, and that's what they did. And we did something different. Yeah. So I don't think they had a bad pandemic either. They just happened to kill a lot of people, not on purpose, not directly, but indirectly. Yeah.
Yeah, that's so fascinating. I've never thought about that perspective before with the comedy. That's amazing. Like I can understand, like I can kind of get, I understand music. That's weird, so weird. Like I totally get music on stage, music on Zoom, music in a video. And like as soon as you say comedy, is something in it that in my brain just goes, danger.
Yeah, it doesn't really work that great.
Oh God.
Nope. Because it's pretty awkward.
It's got to be like taped and like and meant to be enjoyed that or live, like actually live. But it's,
what about like recording yourself and then putting a laugh track?
Then you could do that.
You have to decide what you thought was funny.
Yeah. I wonder if I could have like one of those little buttons and like keep pressing it and see if that makes me feel good. I bet it wouldn't, but I'm gonna try that after. I'm gonna tell my bits and then press a button on the
yes. Well, I'm into VR now. And
I love VR.
Oh my God, I just got the Quest 3.
It's
amazing. What are you at? Quest 2? Quest 3?
I don't even have a laptop. So I don't.
So you're into VR? What do you do? Like I just really
I've gone to like VR places in the city.
Okay.
And yeah, that's really it. I've used other people's devices a tiny bit, but mostly it's going to places and playing their games.
I can see comedy entering VR for sure.
I can too. I think they've already started doing that.
They must.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually, yes, there was a room and these people were going up in the front. Yeah, totally. They do. My God, my memory sucks. But you just opened up a file on my desktop. It's totally there. Yeah. They go up to the front and they like stand there and a bunch of people are sitting around going like, with their hands and stuff. It's really weird. And then like people will be muted. So, somebody will say, somebody will remind them, unmute yourself so that you can be laughing and stuff. Oh my God, I forgot about that little experience. I still didn't get up in front of them though. I was too scared, even as my avatar.
It's amazing. Definitely, I think I'm sure other places are doing it, but I think the Cellar started doing shows where you can watch from home the live show that's happening. And it's really good for comics. They're making more money off of it, and then people from somewhere that doesn't have access to.
I'd be way more apt to watch that than go down to a show. Huh, that's good.
Yeah.
Well, if you guys don't have anything else, I do have that one final question I want to ask you. So, Rena, do you have anything?
We got through good chunk of topics.
Totally randomly, but we did.
Yeah, this was a lot of fun.
This is fun. We covered everything, I think. We literally covered so much.
Yeah, we went to places we didn't even know we were going.
I knew.
I know, because you're a witch. I know you're a witch.
You found me out. I lied before.
Okay. I have a hypothetical question for you.
Uh-huh.
I ask everybody. Been thinking about changing the question, but I still like it. All right. So you're where you are right now in the scenario, and through the door, you see someone that looks exactly like you, and they're dressed the same. They look a little more disheveled. They may be a little worse for wear. And she comes up to you and says, "Come with me right now. I'm from the future."
I'm going. Yes. Oh, I'm so excited.
I'm
and
going
I bet
out.
that future me is going to be like, you've been waiting for this. And I'm going to be like, yes, I have. Yes, 100%.
Nice. Good.
Sick. Yes. Does anybody answer otherwise? That sounds
Yes,
like
Rena.
Oh yeah.
Rena does.
Oh, yeah. Well,
She's got questions.
Yeah, you had no hesitation, right? Yeah, I
Yeah.
was like, okay, I need to like, what am I going into? Yeah, I have many questions before, and probably future me would have all the answers prepared. So
I
maybe
was
it
about to
wouldn't be
say,
that.
yeah, if they don't have the answers prepared, then it's not you, because you would know that you're going to be hesitant. Whereas mine's like, let's go. I brought cupcakes, and I'm gonna be like, I love cupcakes.
Mine would come with a babysitter. I go ahead. I mean, I'd have to. Someone I trust. Which, of course, explaining to them how this is now working would be really, really difficult.
What if they didn't bring a babysitter and they're like, there's no time and you don't need one?
I would say we're gonna fight now.
Where we're going, it doesn't matter. We have to.
I would have more questions. Then I would have questions.
Yeah.
Because Luke's sleeping in the other room. Like, you got to prove this shit to me, man. And if you're really me, you already have a way to do that.
That's fair.
Yeah. I mean,
I think me and mine would like start making out probably pretty soon into the interaction.
What is it with comedians?
Yes, we had
Ron
another
Placone said he would fuck him.
Yeah, we already know each other's stuff. Like, it's just it'll be quick. If we're traveling back in time, it's only going to take like a minute because we know.
So yours would come in and go, "I'm from the future. You need to come with me now. And no, we don't have time for sex." You'd be like, "All right."
I would be like, "Oh, that's definitely me from the future." No, we don't have time for sex. I'll go down on you on the way there. And I'm like, cool, go.
That's fun. Only comedians have answered that way, which is funny. We'll have to see if that trend continues.
That has to be some kind of id thing. Some kind of thing.
Because there is that question. People say, if there was a clone of you, would you have sex with it or fight it to the death? And everybody says fight it to the death. And I'm like, have sex with it. My best friend.
Oh,
I'm so excited.
If those were my two choices, I would definitely. The sex is. I thought you meant like, would it just be a natural thing? Because mine, he wouldn't want to either. It wouldn't be just me. He'd have an ish.
Yeah.
I mean, but what about both, right? What if you have sex with it and then fight it to the death? Like that's the best of both worlds.
I don't want to kill myself. I do want to kill myself. Duh. On antidepressants.
Oh my God.
I mean, like, I wouldn't want to kill myself. You know? Wow, that's weird that I like have been suicidal, but I would never want to kill a clone of myself.
I would be.
What is that?
Weird. Interesting.
It's like the negative of Freudian. I don't know. Like, for me, God, if he's like, let's have sex, I'd be like, what the fuck are you talking about? What happens in the future? Like, what? How did I go from here to there? That'd be so weird.
But also the like killing yourself thing is it like for me it would be like there can be only one situation. Like, you know, like like there can't be two running around. I've got to take you out.
Most people say that, and I don't have it in me either. I don't know what it is that makes people, but most people say they would kill their clone.
I mean, he can't live here.
Because it might kill me, right? You can't live here.
No, like, I don't want to be with me or anyone. But me especially. God.
Yeah, that is, you're right. Oh, I'd be like, oh, you're being so negative today because you're me.
Me would want to use my computer, and me doesn't like that. I'm using it. Oh yeah, why don't you go help Luke and we'll take turns? That's a relationship. Fuck that.
But that'd be nice to get that sitter. Yeah, I would probably be like you. Yeah,
Sitter.
maybe we hang out sometimes, but like I think we're assuming that the person who comes in is not self-sufficient already and doesn't have their own setup. Like we're assuming that they're like homeless and need us. And it's like, of course they don't. They're us. They don't want to live with us
Wow,
either.
we've taken this so far because my idea, my thought was is they have something they need my help with to fix something or something, and then everything will go back to normal. But this living together shit, I never thought of. I just assumed they were gone after whatever job it was done. One time.
I was having them come in and not have some sort of task or like I'm here from the future, come with me thing. I was just having them exist in the world.
Oh wow, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I don't like that as much.
I don't like that.
I wouldn't kill them. I mean, that's for it wouldn't enter my mind to kill them. But like fight to the death. Jesus Christ.
That'd be hard. It's you.
That's so dramatic. Like what?
It would be. Yeah, I guess it would be hard because it'd be you, so you'd have to like.
I don't want to kill anyone, let alone anyone. I don't have this reason to kill.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's so bizarre. My brain. Anyway, I should probably stay focused.
It'd be weird to observe yourself in the world. I feel like it's like when you hear your own voice, you get like your own ick and you're like, ugh, that's what I sound like. It would be like that all the time. You'd be like, oh, that's what I move like.
Shut up.
Jesus. Yeah.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
That's true.
See, that's why I would kill. That's why I would kill them.
I know why you and yours would fight. You and yours would fight. I guarantee it. I understand.
Yeah, there can be only one.
Yeah, if you're thinking that, then they're thinking that.
Yes, exactly.
So it's dangerous. So you do have to fight them.
Yeah, yours is coming in quiet. They're not going to be announcing themselves. We're like, I see you in my camera.
We just see somebody sneaking up behind her.
Blue
like,
hair, just.
Rena, it's happening. Run.
No, and I changed my hair so they could have other hair. Like,
you're right.
Man,
see, this is a great question. It sparks, keeps things going. I can talk all night now. I'm going to think about everything when we get off of this, and I'm going to remember to do that, to try that deep fake of you. But
yes, please. I sincerely want that so
bad. Okay. All right. So I guess that will go now. I'm sorry, my brain is on fighting myself.
Wait, we have to do the outro and all those things, Jayson.
I know. Yes, please go in the description and check out Carmen's link tree, which all the links work now because they didn't a week ago, just so you know. I don't know who fixed
they
your
didn't?
link tree. No,
I did.
You fixed it.
Yeah, maybe it was updating or something. I did notice like one of the links didn't work, so I went back in and fixed it. Yeah. Last week.
They're all perfect now.
Good.
Yeah, and then also please, if you can go right down there and hit subscribe and like and share, more than anything, subscribe. It would be the most wonderful thing in the world. And also, Carmen, if you could spread it around, that'd be really great to all your fans. It'd be really fantastic. And I'm definitely going. And so I'm gonna edit this, and you'll get and I'll put it on YouTube, and it'll be more condensed, but it'll be the same thing basically. And there'll be like little segments, and the whole thing. So that'll be fun. But,
love that.
Yeah, and all right, awesome. And that is all. And thanks for coming on, and I'm so happy. And next time you come to Vermont, let me know, and we'll still only be on Zoom because I don't get together with people. But it's true. I just realized, what am I doing? I'm not inviting myself.
Let me know when
I don't want to go anywhere.
Not so yeah.
So if I make it to New York to visit my brother, can I see a comedy show?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll get you in wherever I'm at.
You're so social.
Who, me? Me? I'm not. Only I'm very selective, but I like Carmen, so I'd go see her live.
Thank you. Yeah, I'll make sure it's not like a shitty show. If you're like, yeah, you get it. Yeah. No, there's times when I have friends visiting and I'm like, you can't come out because these are not good shows that I'm on. And then there's other ones where I'm like, this one's great. Come to this one. Your name's on the list. Blah blah blah. So. Awesome. We'll make sure you don't get one of the bad ones.
All right. Well, thanks for coming on. I'm gonna say goodbye to the people that are watching. So thanks for watching, and Yeah. Please subscribe. I'm so bad at that part. I just feel like I'm begging. I am though, because I mean, we really need subscribers. Well, you know.
Yes, I do. Yeah. Subscribe, guys. You just hit the button and then you change an artist's life. Mute us afterwards.
Oh.
Just hit subscribe, please.
That's it. Yeah,
That was
exactly.
beautiful. Hit the button and change an artist's life. We should use that from now on.
I can use it now. I have a clip of it.
Just put that sad music behind it.
Oh my God, I'll slow it down. That'd be weird. All right. You totally make me so unfocused. I love it. I feel so fire, like everything's firing right now, and I just can't even stay focused. And I love that.
You asked the
so
clone question, dude.
I'm just not used to.
I can talk about that forever.
All right. Well, I'll say goodbye to them now.